So on entering Tangmere, got plenty of parking. It's not the busiest museum in the world, but yeah, plenty of free parking. It's not pay and display. And there's overflow parking outside as well as overflow disabled. But yeah, yes, you're greeted by a set of aircraft. Yeah, got an F4 Phantom, gorgeous aircraft, one of my favourite ones. Harrier. Oh, let's get past these cars. Got a couple of Harriers actually. Is it a Westland Whirlwind helicopter? Possibly. Oh no, Westland Wessex Air helicopter. Another Harrier, and well, it's a naval aircraft, but I can't remember which one. De Havilland Sea Vixen, yeah, fair enough. Yes, these greet you here at the entrance to Tangmere. So here we are at Tangmere. We're going to start off in the Battle of Britain Hall. Battle of Britain was obviously a conflict that waged from the 10th of July to the 31st of October and essentially kept Britain in the war, and was kind of a strategic misstep by Germany. I'm not truly qualified to speak about that. I really want some good information about it. Listen to the We Have Ways podcast, they're really quite good. We have a lot of information about the battle here. So Hugh Dowding, Reichsmarschall Hermann Göring. We have a map of sort of where all the German aircraft are coming from and the main areas the Luftwaffe concentrated on. I say Tangmere was especially hard hit during the battle. Something like 100 Stukas attacked the airfield one day, and yeah, did a lot of damage and killed a number of people. This bell is believed to have been a scramble bell from 1940. Millionaire Squadron. Tangmere and the Battle of France. So I won't read all of this for you, that's for people to read when they get here. I'm just going to breeze over it a bit. So the Battle of France preceded the Battle of Britain, and the Battle of Britain began not long after the fall of France. James Brindley, Eric Nicholson, VC. I'll read that a little bit later. Victoria Cross winners always do exceptional things. Flight Lieutenant Nicholson's jacket shoe. The stains are iodine. Honestly, battered. Okay, he earned a Victoria Cross for his actions. His life jacket, 16th of August 1940. Well, what he wore on the 16th of August.
When I was in the RAF, we had the general office. Right on the right here, there's a general office.
And there's these medals. VC standing proud now. This is one of 300 swords made for the few by the Wilkinson Sword Company. It's very ornate, very pretty. Right, let's carry on through. Churchill's encounter with the Luftwaffe. Looks quite stately, looks quite comfortable. RAF uniform. Group Captain Dennis Edgar Gillam. Looks about my height actually. I'm not especially tall at 5'5". Good looking greatcoat, isn't it? Press the button to operate. I shall do that later. Lots of impressive artworks in this museum, by the way, as well as bits of information or sketches like that. As I say, here's more. There's lots of artworks, pictures. Portrait by Cuthbert Ort of G.F. Rawnsley. Opposing forces during the Battle of Britain. I'll read this all later. I'm just going to breeze through this relatively quickly. After the Phoney War. Parts of Hurricane P3563 of 17 Squadron shot down by A during the squadron patrol over Chatham. I've been to Chatham. Yeah, it's a good naval dockyard now. I really recommend visiting. I've actually got a video of that walking around there. Very good place to visit. And I suspect that's Hornacker Windmill, which is up the road from here. Why is the lighting so dim? Well, yeah, most museums will dim lighting because it helps protect the artefacts. German MG-15 machine gun. There's like a Browning machine gun behind it. And, well, a couple of damaged ones by the looks of it. Selection of flare guns. Bit concerned about these. There's caution signs. This old building contains asbestos. Heard a tip from a Hawker Audax aircraft that Eric Seaborn crashed during his pilot training in April 1940. Ooh. I bet his commanding officer wasn't happy with it. Wreckage from a German plane, Messerschmitt B, the F-110. Other artefacts. Luftwaffe life jacket. Messerschmitt 109 landing wheel. What's that? Daimler-Benz DB601 engine block, or what's left of it anyway. Early 1936 to 38 first pattern Luftwaffe dagger. It's quite a big dagger actually. Control column. Sorry about the reflections, I can't do much about that. Maybe I should put a polarising lens on the phone. Little cinema room here where you can sit down and watch a documentary here. Oh yeah. At Tangmere, Douglas Bader was stationed here, by the way. I forgot to mention it. So yeah, he was stationed here till he was captured, I think.
After an eye test, he was diagnosed with colour blindness and was invalided back home. The following year, he was posted as squadron leader flying operations to RAF Duxton, responsible for the development of the fighter control system and the training of the
Heard about the Ju-88 that crashed at the Swanbourne Lake in Arundel. I've been there, I read about it on the information plaques there, and this is one of the bombs from that aircraft. Probably some of the wreckage as well, by the looks of it. Yeah, big old bomb. I'll see, it's fuses from German bombs. Jumo 211 aero engine, or what's left of it. Oh, that life raft does not look inviting. I know it'll save your life, but it's quite tiny. Rheinmetall Borsig Maschinengewehr 131 13mm cannon, MG17 below it. Battle of Britain hurricane, or what's left of it. So obviously, it's a crashed example. What's left of a crashed example, anyway. Rolls-Royce Merlin 3, or what's left of it. Oh, aerial photography. Amazing stuff like this. Some of the pictures they captured are amazing. Pigeon with a camera. The size of some of these cameras. Then they needed high resolution cameras. The resolution these film cameras could produce was astonishing, but then very large pieces of film they used. RAF Tangmere, 16th of August 1914, diorama of the plotting room. Rolls-Royce engine on the Griffin Aero engine, the big brother of the Merlin engine. It's like 37 litres or something. Yeah, 37 litres. A monstrous engine. Absolutely incredible piece of engineering. And they designed all that with pencil, paper, and before the calculator was invented, basically. Well, the electronic calculator, anyway. Right, so I've had a good read of everything in here, so I'm going to make my way around. Well, there's not much here actually, other than an emergency exit. There's a few bits of information to read, which I've all read. It was always worth having a read of this stuff. Yeah, I'm going to make my way around now. To the left here, just past the Griffin engine here. Very menacing bombs. Tommy outfit. I can smell food from the cafe and it's making me peckish at the moment. Early Home Guard practice rifle. Parachute silk, dress made from parachute. Model of a V1. Second World War air raid siren. So this museum contains lots of small artefacts or personal items from people that served during the war, especially around this area. Dorothy Coles or Coles. Wasn't definitely Victoria Cross and Bar. Yeah, if you were to win a Victoria Cross with a bar, you'd be exceptionally lucky. And exceptionally brave as well. I think it's only been done a couple of times. Oh yeah, during the war, Lysander flew from here. And I think my father has that print as well. At home, that is. Or at his home. Sorry about the flickering, that's just the nature of filming on a phone. Then LED lighting. Stories behind the medals, these are all good reads. Wireless set. Emblems, load of information, prints. Mosquito model. Aircrew sidearms, always a trusty revolver. Squadron ties. They've also got a simulator here, which is in that room, so you can enjoy a Spitfire flight simulator. I think I did one similar years ago when I was a child, when that was about 20 years ago. It didn't have a screen then, it was models. This was on the lightning simulator. Right, let's move on to the next section. So the next section is buying a gift shop in the entrance. That's where you'd buy your ticket to the entry to the museum. Models. There's obviously a little gift shop as well with stuff to buy from books, models and whatnot. Battle of Britain class steam locomotive Tangmere. Yes, there's a little steam locomotive named after it. And it has been restored and is running. I'll go and take a look at that one day. Wonder where it operates out of. Another little cinema. Oh, these cutesy little cinemas. RAF Tangmere in 1939. The only ones on this model that are still standing. There's hardly going to be any. I don't think it's the scale, guys. I mean, there's a hangar building. There's a Beaufort fighter. It's ginormous. It's Godzilla size. Peter Vaughan Fowler's uniform and jacket. Just noticed they've got like a model on the floor, painted runway. I wonder how much archaeology still remains underground here, because I bet there's still the odd little bits and pieces still underground here. Cute little revolver. Around, let's keep going. It's quite a compact museum. This, so all this information's in this main building. Then next door is aircraft displays as well as outside. We've got here pens and pencils and stuff. Equipping and supplying the SOE. An unfolded world bike. I'd love to ride one of those. It just always looks so funky. I bet it wasn't overly comfortable, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it works, it works. Canadians at Tangmere. Check pilot.
Supported by strong air forces, began landing Allied armies this morning on the north coast of France.
Oh, is it? Sorry about the colour changes, that's just the phone, just changing the exposure on its own. I can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. So some areas are well lit, some areas are not. But that's the nature of a museum for you. Models of early aircraft. One place I want to go, one of the museums I want to go to is Shuttleworth. Shuttleworth has a collection of vintage aircraft like World War One sort of biplanes, and they do air shows and fly them relatively regularly, especially during the summertime. Not at the moment, no, because it is now November and we're getting into the sort of late autumn, early winter months now. Maybe next year I might pop to one. Victoria Cross now. Why weren't there no parachutes? Because I don't think they'd invented them. Yeah, practical and reliable parachutes hadn't been invented during the First World War. I'm taken for granted nowadays, but yeah, they weren't invented till after the First War. Well, not at the beginning of the First World War anyway. This is like early World War One, sort of the Royal Flying Corps stuff. Teddy. You had to be brave to fly one of these early aircraft. I mean, you know, they're fragile at best. RFC Squadron Commander's Office, yeah, and the Royal Flying Corps became the RAF after the war. Major H. Dixon, Great War pilot. I'm guessing this is his effects. Pistol, medals, or selection of medals.
and the upper gunner stores his parachute. The pilot and flight engineer make their way along the narrow, cramped fuselage, over the main strap to the front of the aircraft.
Typical bomber crew flying kit. Actually, always looks quite cumbersome, doesn't it? But then it's supposed to keep you warm at high altitude. Operation Chastise, the attack on the Ruhr dams. I've recently listened to a podcast on the We Have Ways of Making You Talk podcast, and they go into detail about the Operation Chastise. Really good couple of episodes they did. Model of the dam run. So the Operation Manor here is action to help feed thousands of Dutch people that were basically starving at the end of the war. The Germans had cut off supplies as punishment after Operation Market Garden, and towards the end of the war, when Germany was on the brink of defeat, deals were struck to fly in food for the people of the Netherlands. Yeah, and the RAF did most of the legwork, I believe. Anyway, that's this short section about the early years of the RAF, basically the Royal Flying Corps into the RAF. There's some information about the Canadian pilots here. We shall now go into the aircraft hangar. Right, let's head into the aircraft hangar and look at the aircraft. So here we are inside the aircraft hangar, and it smells like an aircraft hangar. I can smell oil. You're more than welcome to look into this cockpit. It looks like a Spitfire cockpit. I can't go in there, but I can have a look. Oh, it is quite cramped and cosy, isn't it? Closest I'll probably ever get to a Spitfire cockpit, unless I win the lottery and go on one of those experiences. Sega's new site at RAF Funtington. It's a Lysander. Another cockpit of something. Percival Provost T1. And BAC Provost. I have no idea where that is. Is that it over there? I don't know. Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's over there, I think. Anyway, there's your Lysander. I've seen one of these flying at Duxford air show. It's a lot bigger than I thought. It's the closest I've been to it. When it's flying, they keep them on a green away from the main flight line. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than I thought, being this up close and personal. And this is a replica version of Lysander. Okay, fair enough. I'll say used to shuttle in SOE agents later in the war. I wonder what's up there. Models in the sky. Or models in the ceiling. Vera Atkins, Francis Camerats. This is like your SOE sort of stuff, so your suitcase wireless set, Sten gun. In the previous room there was a silent Sten gun. Oh, so no, this is not the Provost, this is a Supermarine Swift. It's a very beautiful looking example, very clean and tidy. World airspeed record holder. Mike Lithgow, took the Swift F4, blah blah blah. Took the record to 737.3 miles per hour on the 25th of September 1953. So it's not far away from the sound barrier. Don't know much about the Supermarine Swift. What's this? Post-war aircraft, so it's a Cold War jet aircraft. But remember, so 1953, this thing was operating. What was it, this thing? Yeah, 1953, this thing was operating. So 7 years after the war, we had jet aircraft like this, compared to the Spitfire piston engine aircraft. That's quite an impressive change in development. Just shows how quickly technology changed during the war. What a beautiful aircraft now. Yeah, let's carry on round. I won't go too near the staff, might annoy them. Some examples of ejector seats, some propellers over there. Look like the workshop, they're restoring something in there. Ejector seat development, yeah, fair enough. So Martin Baker ejector seat Mark II on the Gloucester Meteor. Mark II, Mark III and a Mark V fitted in F4 Phantom. So a host of propellers out. I'll look at those a little bit later. Right, let's continue going round. I like these little teddies they have scattered around. Can you find them all? I'm guessing that's something for children, an activity for children to do when they come visit here. What's this impressive red one? And have a little simulator now. Hawker Hunter Mark III. Ooh, it's a striking looking aircraft. World airspeed record attempt. 727.63 miles per hour. Not bad at all. 7th of September 1953 it did that. Yeah, beautiful aircraft. They've obviously made it more streamlined. Hunter prototype airborne. Yeah, fair enough. Walk under a big but beautiful aircraft. I think I saw one flying at the Royal International Air Tattoo, like 2018, something like that. Long time ago. And a year or two before that, there was an unfortunate accident where one crashed at the Shoreham Air Show. My brother and father were in that air show, and a number of people died on the ground. And, well, Shoreham Air Show's never been held since for obvious reasons. Yeah, due to a tragic loss of life there. Yeah, like, should really go to an air show to see some of these older jets flying again. It'd be quite cool. Anyway, here is a replica of a Supermarine Spitfire prototype. K5054 replica. Would have been equipped with a Rolls-Royce Merlin C 12-cylinder 990 horsepower engine. Max speed 349 miles per hour. So it's got your... the colours remind me of the photo reconnaissance version, but I don't think it was this sort of grey. Yeah, and that elliptical ring is beautiful. Very well, beautifully styled. Cockpit is very different now. I say, not even the slightest bit of bubble, it's just a sliding hood. Quite a bit of reduced visibility on that. And only a two-bladed propeller as well. Yes, it's a replica, but it's a very good replica. A very good looking aircraft. It's this Rolls-Royce Merlin 20 engine. Rolls-Royce, the Merlin 20 was fitted to many different aircraft types, including Beaufighter, Defiant, Halifax, Lancaster, Hurricane, Spitfire, and Spitfire. Combat power 1,490 horsepower at 3,000 RPM. So that's noticeably smaller than the Griffin engine. Marshall Mach 1C pressure test. That's a hell of a piece of kit for a pressure test. Don't need all these information boards will go through in the development. Brief history and development of the Spitfire. I'll have a read of that in a minute. We are indebted to Presentation of to this museum of his father's shotgun. Okay. We have a Hawker Hurricane, which is also a replica. So these three aircraft, Lysander, prototype Spitfire, and this Hurricane are actually replicas, but they're excellent looking replicas. They certainly look the part. Want to see real Spitfires and Hurricanes, and obviously Duxford is your main place to go. A Hurricane prototype. Alright, you want to get a biplane cockpit experience. Go and have a look at that in a minute. Header from CE5A 1918. A variety of excellent models, various types of aircraft. B-25, Avenger, B-26. Oh, that's a Marauder. It is number 6. Yeah, B-26 Marauder. A-20. That's the A-26. Yeah. What cool little models. Colditz Cock Glider. There's a little model replica of it up there. I remember someone told me a story about that a long time ago. It's impressive how they managed to make a glider in Colditz. Bits they found there. How, I have no idea. Oh, it's a cockpit of these old biplanes is tiny. And the machine guns on top. Oh, so you had to be made of some stuff to fly World War I era biplanes. Oh, saying that, there is actually a Lewis gun there on the front. Why has it got a machine gun on top then? Gloucester Meteor. Britain's first operational jet fighter. Highest recorded speed 623 miles per hour. This is a cockpit of English Electric Canberra B2 cockpit. Propel glider target. No, thank you. Rolls-Royce Avon engine. I guess that's what's fitted to the this aircraft. Supermarine Swift here. And the Hawker Hunter, sorry, not the Supermarine Swift, the Hawker Hunter. Rolls-Royce Gnome engine. Tavern, 950. Oh, that's what was fitted to helicopters. I say it's a very tiny engine. Another nice engine here. What's this one? Another operated jet engine. Derwent Mark V. A centrifugal flow turbojet engine. It's amazing how jet engines work. It's like magic. Like another Spitfire cockpit. Is it? Or was it a Chipmunk cockpit? I don't know what's in there. Possibly a Chipmunk, 'cause it's quite a small engine bay. So say, yeah, Chipmunk, right, written right now. So this is your main aircraft hangar. It's a lot fresher in here, actually. This is where, yeah, say, it's a big aircraft. There's more outside, but yes. It's not very well heated in here, so I'd recommend a jumper if you come down here in the colder months. The Merrill Hansen Memorial Hall. This is another hall of aircraft in it. Some more models here. I'm sure it's getting colder. Yeah, 30mm Aiden cannon with ammunition box. So I think it was a derived or sort of copy of the German 30mm cannon during the Second World War. Quite a chunky round, but also quite low velocity as well, compared to say a more modern day cannon or something like that. Section 30mm Aiden. Rocket projectile 3-inch. Sneb rocket. Rocket projectile 2-inch. This is all more modern armaments and whatnot. So another Hawker Hunter here, and looks like a lightning over there in the corner. English electric lightning, that is. Oh, what cannon we got here? A Spanos Suiza 20mm cannon, drum fed one as well. Good section too. These aircraft cannons are massive.
Saudi government signed contracts for the urgent delivery of 6 reconditioned frontlines. The Royal Saudi Air Force received 5 Lightning F2s and 2 T4s, designated F-52 and T-54 respectively, while the later Magic Poem contract delivered 34 F-53s and 6 T-55 trainers. The F-53s were basically F-6s with additional air-to-ground capability in the form of rocket pods or bombs on underwing pylons. The Saudi F-53s saw brief action in December 1969, with several ground attack sorties flown from Hamis Hussein.
There's only a small hangar in this one, obviously, because it contains a massive English electric lighting in it, and this Hawker Hunter. So I'm here at the arse end of Tangmere. The Tangmere Aviation Museum's over there somewhere. And this is the what remains of the old air traffic control tower. Such a shame to see it in such a dilapidated state. Being a crucial part of, historical heritage, I honestly think it should be restored and protected. I mean, I don't care if they turned it into, say, like a cafe or community hub or something. It should be looked after and cherished. It's a key part of the history of this site. It is just such a shame to see it in such a rundown and dilapidated state. I mean, it's got what looks like some fresh brickwork, but Christ, it is in really god-awful state. I mean, you can see where they've added extra security measures to stop people going in there, but yeah. Wonder how long it will last, or how long it will be before it gets finally demolished. What a shame to see such a piece of history left to decay. Yeah, what can you do, I suppose? Maybe one day someone will cough up some money to restore it or preserve it, but what will most likely happen is it'll get so run down, it'll be demolished, and then something else built on it.